Got baseball nuggets in just a second, but first, Corey Majors raised his hand.
Kevin and I have packed almost everything for the trip.
I hope so. Our flight's not that long after the show.
I got to run by the house real quick.
Okay.
Get my other bag, but I have my suitcase.
Go bag.
Yeah, my go bag. I have a back scratcher at home. Mm-hmm. Alec, we've discussed this as the greatest purchase ever is the back scratcher. Because in the middle of the night, if my back itches, I don't have to bump the lady and be like, hey, can you get the middle of my back for me? Mm-hmm. Should I bring
Usually that's your job.
Should I bring the back scratcher with me or just let it ride?
Yeah, you should definitely bring it with you.
All right.
Assuming you're going home. I wouldn't want you to go home just to get a back scratcher, but if you're already going home, then yes.
I need to carry it with me at all times. My back itches right now.
All right. Now, feel free to text in your thoughts about that joke I made as well. All right. Would you have wanted the Rangers to be in on either one of these deals? And then we'll get to the fact that they have almost the best players at two of the most premium positions in all of Major League Baseball. Luis Arraez, he signed... Yes, thank you, Alec. I apologize. Let's officially get into it because Baseball Nuggets is, of course, brought to you by Reliant Air Conditioning. Luis Arraez signs a one-year, $12 million deal with the Giants. And then Eugenio Suarez signed a one-year, $15 million deal with the Reds. Now, I feel like I've said I wanted Arraez on this team. Whether you think he can play second base or whatever, I wanted him on this team. At first, I was upset about how low the Suarez deal was. But then I looked a little closer at his numbers, and he really tailed off with Seattle and was underwhelming in the playoffs. And so I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
not that we had the money to spend.
I would love to have a bat like that in the lineup if it's performing at the level that it was pre-trade last year. Because what is our DH right now?
Pretty much a hodgepodge of leftover players who aren't at second base.
Yeah, it's whatever pile of wood they found. Like that, they're just like it's over there somewhere.
Yeah, I guess that is kind of rude to Jock Peterson.
Go select a log and put it in the fire is basically what they're doing at DH. So I would have liked to have had that
in your face, Josh.
And he can play some third base for you, and when Josh Young might need a spell, like we know the limitations on this team, and again, the expectation is play better. That's the hit better, guys.
That is pretty much the mantra for the offseason.
Suarez, I would have liked to have added and hope you could kind of revitalize what was earlier. Arraez is a different thing for me. I love runners on base. Yeah. I just love runners on base. I also listening to Choppy talk about how much of a butcher he is in the infield and all the bad things, like he can't run, he can't do this, can't do that, but he'll hit 320. I get it. I just can't. I can't find the justification and the value. And what am I going to do with him? Is he playing every day at second base and making all those errors? Or am I going to give Josh Smith the opportunity to be our everyday second baseman with Cody Freeman as an option there? So I would have liked to have added both, Kevin, but we don't have the ability to do that.
Look, man, I know the analytics say he's fine, but I keep thinking like somebody who has productive at-bats, who barely ever strikes out, and who has a good batting average, I think consistently gets underrated by WAR.
By the game itself.
Yeah.
By the game itself, absolutely. I'm completely in agreement with you. It's the other part of the defensive part on a team that it really needs. You need good defense. So it's important.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know who the good defensive second baseman is that we're putting out there, but we'll see. All right. But let's talk about the good things we have.
Three bad defensive second basemen?
I mean, is that really that much different than two? All right. But here's the thing that is perplexing about the Rangers. So we talked about it. MLB has been doing their top 10 players by position. Corey Seager is listed as the second best shortstop in Major League Baseball. Wyatt Langford, who might not even play center field.
I saw this Friday, dude. I was like, this is crazy.
He's listed as the second best center fielder in all of Major League Baseball, behind only Julio Rodriguez. Again, there's a good shot Wyatt needs to play center field. I still think the Rangers would love a scenario in which Evan Carter is ready to rock and roll, and that doesn't happen, but you've seen how that's gone. So my thought is...
And Julio Rodriguez is a legit, fantastic center fielder.
100%. He is maybe the prototypical or just about prototypical center fielder that you would want from both an offensive and defensive perspective. But, so here's my thought. This team looks like they might be 500 again. We're worried about this and that and the other, but you take arguably the two most premium positions in the field. Mm-hmm. And you have the second best player in all of baseball at both of them.
Yeah, up the middle, you're pretty hot except for your second base.
And that it feels weird, almost impossible to not be like, hey, we have the second best player in Major League Baseball at the two premium positions, arguably the two most premium positions. How are we not ready to go for it?
The rest of it isn't good. And you have money. I mean, all of your money is really invested in pitching. That's where your big money, your significant, and quite on. And the Jock Peterson contract isn't favorable to you either. So like that's another. It's not outrageous, but it's not favorable for the player. I think it's because you're kind of missing true power at first base. You have a question mark at third base on a lot of different occasions.
Sure.
Your second baseman went from a career very talented hitter, and now you have a question mark there, and you don't know which outfielders you're going to have out, next to, aside from Nimmo. You don't really know what outfielders you're going to have next to Wyatt Langford. Your hope is Wyatt Langford continues to flourish the way that he has, continues to grow to that next level, pairs well with Corey Seager, and then the rest of those guys play up to a higher level. That's the hope. But what is it? Hope is a terrible...
Hope is not a strategy.
So, yeah, that's not the way we want to go here.
Now, a few other quick hits. Shohei Ohtani will not pitch in the World Baseball Classic per Dave Roberts, who is not the manager of the Japanese team. But he did say he's not going to pitch in the World Baseball Classic as Shohei continues to get on track to want to be able to pitch significantly more regularly during the season for the Dodgers. The A's locked up Jacob Wilson with a 7-year, $70 million contract. The White Sox get Jordan Hicks in a trade, and David Robertson, the former Texas Rangers pitcher, he did in fact retire, which I can't say is that surprising. When he didn't come back to the Rangers, we all knew there was already a chance he was going to retire. It was either going to be retire or try to play on the East Coast, so I can't say a year later him retiring is that surprising to me. And then I learned a new thing about insurance denials for the World Baseball Classic.
All right.
You know how we've talked about, well, this doesn't apply.
Likely to have heart attack,
Actually,
okay.
Not quite that, but not as far off as you might think.
All right.
So clearly the Astros players that we talked about the other day, they don't fit in this category. But there is a new insurance provision for this year's Baseball Classic, World Baseball Classic. It prevents players from having their contracts insured once they turn 37. So Miguel Rojas turns 37 on February 24th, and he was denied an opportunity to play for Venezuela because he can't get his contract insured.
Dang.
So they straight up are like, it's like regular insurance. The older you are, the more either you're going to have a premium or a higher premium, or we're going to refuse to insure you. So that's part of the reason for that. We're the K&C Masterpiece right here on 105.3 The Fan.